And now we have moved to season 3 of the Real Queer Talk.
Because we believe that as human beings, we're not the same.
Others would fear that when I get there, what do I do?
Pride is not for LGBTQIA plus only people.
And when did it start?
Well, we had our first Midrand Rainbow Pride last year in 2023.
When is it happening this year?
Why are we allowing, the heterosexual community, to be confused about us?
Prides were actually ultimately revolutions. But it's happening on the 5th of October, 2024 at Midrand Conference Center.
Thank you for watching our video. This show is sponsored by DreamStream. DreamStream is a unique platform where creators can monetize their video content. All creators rely on support from people like you. Join us on the DreamStream platform to support your favorite creator and view the episode without any adverts. Follow the link in the description for a how-to guide. DreamStream, a place where you can create yourself.
Hello everyone, I am Tholo, the Inimitable one, Motaung. Of course, I am your host as per usual, and now we have moved to season 3 of the Real Queer Talk. It has been quite a journey, an exciting one, I must say, though today I come with a bit of a gripe that we've seen how, on social media, couples are actually, breaking apart or moving apart or ending things. And for me, it's really disheartening to see how bad, it's taken by others, and also taking into social media their personal stuff, putting them out there. And I think what really disturbs me the most is that now society takes these people as the template of our relationships as queer people. And we've got beautiful relationships in queer spaces that have been there for years, where people love each other and they have actually built their own families, and they are taking care of each other. And the fact that there are few people that are in the public space or in the media that their relationships are not going well doesn't mean that others are experiencing the same. It really is saddening and disheartening, and to tell the truth, we need to cut it out, because now it's painting all of us in a bad way. Anyway, let's get into it for today. So South Africa has over the past years been grappling with a triple challenge, which is poverty, unemployment, and also inequality. And despite the fact that Constitution stands for every citizen's rights, members of the queer community still experience inequality in different spaces of society. So as a result, the question of how well is diversity embraced for all to be accepted, and that we get to accept each other for who we are still stands. And today, as I am joined by two incredible people with me in studio, and the reason for that is because we're going to talk about the Midrand Rainbow Pride. So as an organization, Midrand Rainbow Pride is dedicated to presenting activities that will help to facilitate inclusion and equality in society. And with me, I am with Kelvin Nkosi on my far right. And Kelvin Nkosi, he is the founder and president of SA Queer Movement. He is a businessman and media and PR professional, and also a chairman of Midrand Rainbow Pride. And next to me, by my curve, if I should put it that way, we have Kenneth Moabelo, and he is a queer activist and chief of staff in the office of the president for SA Queer Movement. He is the former president of Tshwane University of Technology, SRC, a former chairperson of Youth Sector Parliament in Gauteng Provincial Legislature, and currently the CEO of Midrand Rainbow Pride. And they are here so that we have a conversation about the Rainbow Midrand Pride. Wow. Wow. Quite an initiative, I must say.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's take it back to what inspired the idea of having the Midrand Rainbow Pride.
Okay, thank you very much. This is such an interesting question. Midrand Rainbow Pride is basically a flagship program for SA Queer Movement. SA Queer Movement is an NPO that is dedicated in making sure that equality is delivered in our lifetime.
Yeah.
So, Midrand Rainbow Pride is a flagship program that aims to advocate and educate about the rights of human beings in diversity, because we believe that as human beings, we're not the same. We have different interests, we have different needs. So this is basically embracing human rights and diversity in form of Midrand Rainbow Pride as a flagship program.
Yeah. And when did it start?
Well, we had our first Midrand Rainbow Pride last year in 2023. Although the idea was something that had to flourish first, so we could just test the ground if whether we are doing the right thing. But it turned out that we were actually doing the right thing. Hence, as a queer movement then was then established on a later point of Midrand Pride being born. So, as a queer movement then co-opted, should I put it like that, co-opted Midrand Rainbow Pride as a flagship. Hence, that is why you cannot speak about Midrand Rainbow Pride and not speak about SA Queer Movement.
Yeah.
So,
Because that's the father and the son.
Yeah.
Or the mother and the daughter right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So what would you say are the pillars of the Midrand Rainbow Pride in terms of driving it to achieve its goals?
Well, taking into consideration that it is a flagship of overall, so the pillars will be most embedded in SA Queer Movement. So one of that pillar is inclusion, inclusivity, as well as awareness, because what we have noticed is we live in a community, or rather we live in or rather a nation that is divided into communities, right? So one of the other aspect is that the other, should I say, the heterosexual community do not understand the LGBTQIA plus community. Yet we need to cooperate and coexist into the world, if I can put it like that. So the other thing is that when we are doing this educational awareness through Midrand Pride, is because basically what we are saying is that Pride is not for LGBTQIA plus only people. It is also an inclusive event for other people who are not part of the LGBTQIA plus to actually learn about the LGBTQIA plus.
Okay.
So we are trying to do our part there.
It's interesting you're saying that, because the general understanding is that Pride is for queer people. You're going to see all the letters there, you know. So how then for somebody that is straight, heterosexual,
Yes, rather
how then do we,
heterosexual.
how do we then encourage them to be part of Pride? And perhaps also, because others would fear that when I get there, what do I do? How am I going to be looked at? How am I going to deal with the dynamics and things like that?
Okay. Midrand Rainbow Pride is a different program, slightly different from the, original Pride that we normally, have as LGBTIQA plus person, because SA Queer has taken a stand that we need to now educate people about us, or share information about us. We've taken this decision and this stance to say that people are talking about us without us, and we are not playing a role in that. Why are we allowing, the heterosexual community, to be confused about us? We are the ones that's supposed to, take a stand and start educating people about us, so that we don't become misrepresented, or that could end up also being, discriminated and being discharged, being, cause disorder within, the community, simply because we don't, know anything about each other. So this is now opening up, a space for everyone to include themselves in making sure that, we learn about each other,
Yeah.
as different community. This is just another way, or just another conduit for us
Yeah.
to use Midrand Rainbow Pride as a vehicle
Yeah.
to ensure that, human rights and diversity is, at disposal.
Yeah, and you talk about how different it's structured from others. Perhaps if you can like break it down for us to say how really different is it for one, that when they come, what kind of activities happen that would say okay.
Dreamstream, a place to create yourself. Record video, music, and podcasts in our full-service studio. Record video, music, and podcasts in our full-service studio. Dreamstream, a place to create yourself.
They extinguish it or distinguish it from other prides that are happening, because the tradition has been that you go, you parade, you look all skimpy as people would usually do. Then it's after party, and then other people leave having got the partners for life, others the partners for night, others go it's an after party. It's a whole lot of things that happen, which for me then it then questions why are we even doing Pride? Why are we even getting to go to Pride? And that when we walk away, what is it that we take with? But just to share with us what distinguishes it from others that are there in existence, and others. I mean, they've been happening for years.
I think one of the things that we need to understand is why prides were there. For us to understand how Midrand Pride is structured, we need to first look into the histories of Pride.
Yeah.
Back in the days, you would know that we did not have same-sex marriage, same-sex adoption, which led to a revolution. Prides were actually ultimately revolutions. So at the time when they were fighting for these were the rights that they were fighting for same-sex marriage, same-sex adoption, and, right? But right now, the dynamics have changed. Times have moved. So we are dealing with unemployment, poverty, and inequality amongst many other things. So this is how Midrand Rainbow Pride is structured. It's dynamically structured to actually challenge these challenges in a way, if I'm making sense.
Yeah.
So we are challenging the inequality, we are challenging poverty, we are challenging unemployment. So it can't be that we are still beginning on the same narrative of pride and say we must hold placards and say, no, we want a same-sex. We already got that. But now is that we are now fighting a different battle than those who fought it before us.
Yeah.
So the difference is that Midrand Pride is there to then make awareness. We are taking a career expo type of approach.
Okay.
So that is how now Midrand Pride is structured. One of the events there is also about health. We can't go anywhere without addressing issues of mental health, your physical well-being, your physical ideologies, as well as how you should be carried out yourself, especially with men who have sex with other men, if I can put it like that. So we are trying to also challenge doing our best part in assisting in most cases. So I think that is the synopsis.
Yeah, of it.
Just to add on, the challenges that we currently face as a country, we as a community affects the LGBTIQA plus as well, or even worse, because the issues of discrimination and misrepresented, in places of employment are also a factor that it's affecting, our youth as LGBTIQA+.
And they're still rife. I mean,
so
it's
what we are doing,
2024.
we are creating a one-stop shop where we are bringing, all spheres of government in one place, different departments that obviously, specializes in different things, like for instance about home affairs, because we have, gender and sexuality challenges in terms of home affairs and labeling, or registration, bringing also private sector, opportunities of skills development. Our people must be exposed to such, opportunities, as a community.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite an incredible one to hear, and I think for me, what's interesting is how different it gets to be. That people don't just go for the sake of going to Pride, because I think now it has become like a reunion kind of thing. That we know you're going to meet at Pride. We have not seen each other for a while.
Yeah.
Going to meet at Pride and and have refreshments and have a good time. And I can hear that a lot has gone into creating or curating the kind of Pride that you're talking about. How challenging was it to get it happening versus perhaps last year, and compared to others that you see that are happening around?
Very okay. The challenges about this Pride is actually how difficult it is to bring not only spheres of government but also the private sector into one room. That has to be the most challenging effort ever, because you have processes and protocols that are placed into place and you are supposed to follow them. Once you initially follow them to the latter, somebody else says, there's so and so in the room, I'm pulling out. So you need to then go and convince this other one that, no, it's for a good cause, come back. So that is the most challenging effort in terms of operations that we've ever encountered. That you need to have all spheres of government into one room. Not only that, but also the private sector, because we are a community that is actually all over and scattered in so many spheres, in so many ways, private sector or not. You'll just find one of the community members there. So it would be very unreasonable, if I can say, that we will be doing something without the other sector, because we just need each other.
That is true. Yeah, and how open or how easy is it for different brands that you have approached, that they get to be open to working with you, because we know historically people have their own prejudices, which then then translates to decision makers would then block that certain activities will not happen, or certain partnerships will not happen.
No, everywhere there's gatekeepers, and we are living in interesting times where, people are gatekeeping for their own interests. Once you don't give a portion of something, or reverse favors, then you can lose up that opportunity. However, we are so overwhelmed by the kind of response we are getting, from the government, and some of we're still trying to push through the on the private sector, just to try and convince them to come really for a good cause. I don't know, some of them maybe sees Pride as as a culture that really does sometimes don't make an impact. It's just for entertainment. But that's why we have now, taken a different, approach in making sure that the Midrand Rainbow Pride really, becomes a flagship that heal the positive and the impactful results, especially to our community, and also just a platform of including all sectors and human beings.
Yeah, so there is a bit of progress that you're seeing,
Absolutely.
which is really good. It is a positive that we need, really. We're in 2024. And what I'm hearing is that you are creating a platform or a hub of information that will empower people And the whole thing of edutainment, one can sense that from Midrand Rainbow Pride, that's what people will experience. And for you, as you're doing this work, it's obviously a legacy that you'll be leaving, for others that are coming, and the young ones that are still, going and attending there. What does it mean for you to, personally, for each of you, what does it mean to be part of such a big thing, that I mean, it's going to be known for years?
You know what the chairperson said to me when this idea came out. He said to me, you are my child, and I would want to leave this legacy with you. And you're just echoing what he was saying. And for the fact that it is a legacy that he wants his name to be remembered in, a legacy of protecting the rights not only of all people, but especially human rights in diversity, as we are. That means a lot. Personally, I would say this. In as far as this has got us where it got us, although 2 years in the making, but we have experienced
Dreamstream, a place to create yourself. Record video, music, and podcasts in our full-service studio. Record video, music, and podcasts in our full-service studio. Dreamstream, a place to create yourself.
both hate and love, criticisms and so on. But that's how a person grows, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that personally it means that I don't want to be selfish, but personally it means my personal growth. And I'm liking and loving the growth in me that is instilled through Midrand Pride and SA Choir.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no, the program is really overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's exciting, especially because for me, I would see, as an activist, I see that it's an impactful program, that is going to, contribute into individuals directly to change, because immediately once, people get opportunities, the status quo of their lifestyle immediately changes. For instance, it roots out poverty and inequality if one gets an opportunity of employment, gets an opportunity of going through to post-school education. So it's quite for me an achievement, to say that at least even if there's one person that has made an impact into their lives. So for me, it gives me peace at night.
Yeah. Making impactful moves. And we've been talking about Pride. When is it happening this year?
This year's Pride is happening ironically on my birthday. On my birthday.
Is it ironical or is it strategic? Fella, we have to get what's what here.
No, it's not strategic. But it's happening on the 5th of October, 2024 at Midrand Conference Center. 10 o'clock is the starting time.
Okay.
And yeah, so the day would be looking something like, we unfortunately not going to parade.
Okay.
So we do not have, hence it's not a usual pride. So we are not going to parade, but we will be starting at 10 to showcase our expos and to ultimately expose anyone who is in the LGBTQIA plus community primarily to what we can consciously call our education.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah. So it's happening on the 5th of October. And it's not strategic that it's happening on the 5th of October.
Okay.
Yeah, the strategy of that was we wanted to have precedence and consistency. So we chose the first weekend of October each year. So it doesn't. It just happens that this year it falls on
falls
the
there.
5th. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really great because then in terms of planning as well, people will know ahead that the first weekend
Yes.
it's actually happening, right? You spoke about you started 10 and there's going to be exhibitions. Can you take us through the whole day till the time when you say now we're closing, it's done, everybody has to go home?
Oh, you want my program now?
Want to get a sense of what will be happening there.
So one other sense that would be happening is that we will be having artists to perform, obviously, for
Yeah.
entertainment. So it's a picnic setting. It's
Okay.
a picnic vibe. So our theme this year, we choose a rainbow color.
Okay.
Picnic vibe. So when you choose a rainbow color, you must know that you must prepare also a picnic basket. Bring your towels just to sit on, so that okay, that is part one. So the other part is that we will be honoring, like each year of this pride, or of Midrand Rainbow Pride. The shape that it took last year is that we honored various stakeholders last year, or should I call them stalwarts, last year in the LGBTQIA plus community.
Yeah.
So this year, the same shape is going to be taking place.
Okay.
So we'll be having our honoraries there. Among the program as a delect, the formal program is basically to honor them. And that is part 2. Part 3, it's fun, and more fun.
It's the after party.
There is an after party though. Not that type, but yes, there is.
Okay. Now I'm going to direct this one to you. Let's talk about the honoraries. The idea of honoring people at the Pride event. Where did it come from, and why are they being honored? And how do you get to choose the ones that get to be honored on that particular year?
Okay. Midrand Rainbow Pride has realized that there are people that are in our community and they are doing so much, in terms of activism, in different, arenas or spaces of work. And the culture that we normally have in South Africa is that we sing praises for people once they are dead.
Yeah, ish.
We
make
and
them
we
trend
believe
when they're gone.
and we believe that's very bad, for humanity. We believe that people should be honored and appreciated while they're still alive.
Yeah.
And we know that there are certain programs that are happening within the LGBTIQ, like Feda Awards,
Yeah.
and so forth, which they also bring that element of recognizing people. But we thought that, those people that have been doing, that work, background, the back players
Yeah.
that have been advocating and pushing those, excellent work that has been happening. Who recognizes them. For instance, like Tammy Dish. This year, we honor and sing praises to our activist, our hero, within the LGBTIQA plus that have followed the likes of Simon Goli. So we honor those ones, the ones that are really behind the scenes, and they are doing so much for us, and they are really not recognized.
Yeah. Sure. So it's is it only Tammy Dish, or is it other people
We
that
do
you're honoring?
Tammy Dish. It's Tammy Dish. We have also different trailblazers that we have recognized, and as a board, go SA Queer and Midrand Rainbow Pride. These are the names that were recognized. Utami Dish, we have Simpiwe Majola. For media, personality and PR space, we have Ushila M, which is also, an artist. She's a singer, and she resides in Mpumalanga and in Kangala.
Yeah.
So she's, most people get recognition once sometimes
Yeah.
when they are based in
Yeah.
Johannesburg. So
Yeah.
we do our thorough research. Who are really people that are there, even in different and rural areas that have really not been recognized, like Abushila M, doing so much, being at disposal,
Yeah.
as in activism in terms of their music and so forth. So she is the one that is also. But over and above, we recognize, churches, or institutions that have made, faith-based organization very welcoming in terms of, our LGBTIQA plus persons, where they can go and worship, fellowship, in peace and in harmony, where there is no, discrimination or violence against them.
Yeah.
So VMCI has been, is going to be honored this year as one of, the institution that, upheld the will of God in human rights and diversity.
Amazing stuff will be happening. It's going to be an eventful day, but the lovely thing is that it's positive things that will be happening, exciting things, of course. And you spoke about the fun. What's the lineup like in terms of the performances?
The lineup this year is something very epic.
Yeah.
But also in the lineup, we also decided that we want to also uplift upcoming artists or DJs, can I put it like that?
Yeah.
So especially who are in the LGBTQIA+. Maybe somebody's asking themselves, you said you wanted allies and this pride is now you're saying
only queer people.
But
There's allies as well.
yes,
Yeah.
there are allies as well. One of the performers that will be performing there will be the Billionaires. And we have the Showstoppers. We have
Karapi.
yes, we have Karapi. We have Shaila Tay, DJ Bougie.
DJ
Who else?
Tej.
Yeah, DJ Tesh and DJ Kari.
So if you have to think that long, means there are many.
It's
It
a
means
lot.
there are plenty.
They
And
are
over and above that, we have Vosinova.
yeah.
Oh,
Over and above
it's
that,
going to
yeah.
definitely be epic. It's going to be epic. You have to see that one. And in terms of the stakeholders that you work with, who's got on board this year that you'll be working with?
We're excited to see, especially establishments that are around the Midrand.
Yeah.
One of our key, stakeholder is Khalami Chisanyama.
Wow.
That's where we have
That's
to
a nice
having.
place.
Yeah, that's where we top billing.
Very.
It's exclusive. It's
Yeah.
elegant. Khalami Chisanyama, they've opened up their doors for our community to come and celebrate in their establishment. They were so phenomenal. They believe in really a good cause of inclusion. And we also have we're still in chat with other establishment where we can do extra or even build up programs.
Okay.
But the what is amazing is that we're seeing them warming up to the LGBTIQA plus community instead of discrimination. Yeah. So and we have Zaza
Legacy Wines.
Legacy Wines is
Okay.
one of the stakeholders.
Yeah.
We have Uvela Bahlege events. I don't know, maybe some of them, it's Ubabum Kube
Yeah.
and Dr. Maweeni's a company events company that is they come through as a stakeholder.
Yeah.
So it's quite a lot of them that they've really worked, even if they don't come in financial contribution, but just for them to give whatever that it's at their disposal. Yes,
Yeah.
thanks.
I think it's heartwarming to hear that there's so many that are now willing and really, getting out to say, hey, this is a good cause, let's support you. Because then the more people understand, the more companies, the more organizations understand and give support. That's what inclusivity is about, because like you said earlier, even in their establishments or their organizations, they have one or two or more even, queer people that are there. It's incredible to hear that. So in terms of the access, do we sell tickets? How much are they if they do sell? Where do we get them? We need to prepare while there's still time.
We have Elibate,
Yeah.
which is absolutely free
Okay.
because the course is that we need to start the program at least at 9. We having a registration
Yeah.
from 8 to 9, and then from 9 the program starts.
Yeah.
We having the expo, an exhibition platform where people are obviously going to share information in different sectors, government and private sector. And the second phase is obviously going to be, honoring our trailblazers. And thereafter, obviously, there's going to be like these artists that are going to be, entertaining, our audience.
Yeah. Okay.
So the ticket will be 100 rands after.
It's after 10.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So you better arrive early.
We have
because
so we are actually pushing people to arrive early. So
Yeah.
before 10 it's free, and when we arrive there 10 exactly, it's going to be 100 rands
Yeah.
for general. And we also have a VIP which is 300 rand. Tickets are sold at the gate. And I think we're just going to
Yeah.
have
Okay.
the most amazing time.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, definitely. And I think talking to the tickets, we need to support, guys. We can't always expect to have things for free. You've heard that it is a challenge to put together a pride, and this is not just a pride, but it's a pride that brings so much that when you walk away, you'll be carrying something that will impact your life in a positive way. And talking about that, personally for you, what is it that you'd like people to take away from Pride, that would impact their lives in a positive way? Even if it's just one thing.
Hey, there's a lot, but since you're mentioning one thing, I have to then choose. But over and above is that the LGBTQI communities here, it exists. So we are longing not to have discrimination or we just want to be ourselves in peace in the world where all of us can live in.
Yeah.
So coexistence is one thing I would like people to take out of this.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Coexist. We need to push a culture that makes, everyone to understand and have the ability, to coexist with each other, and embrace this, rainbow nation that we're preaching, that was set by Mandela. So this is coming to celebrate a true rainbow nation with no discrimination, with inclusivity, and in peace and in harmony.
Yeah. Sure. So for people that would want to contribute or support you in terms of, the things that you need, whether it's equipment or it's money or anything, how do they get in touch with you? Where do they find you?
Oh, that's my office. Because I was waiting for him to answer. But they can contact me on kenneth.moabelo3@gmail.com. Or if they wish, they can just send me a WhatsApp text on 072-211-3022.
You're brave, eh?
Very.
Social media handles?
We have for TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. It's Midrand Midrand Rainbow Pride.
Yeah.
Yes,
So that's where they'll find
one
you.
word. Yes.
All right.
Midrand Rainbow Pride.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming, for sharing with us everything that will be, happening, and also, your journey into putting together such an incredible initiative that is so necessary in this day and age. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to get the trailblazers so we get to understand their journey, and why they got to be seen as those important people within the community, not only in the queer community, but in the rest of the society. Because as queer as they are, they have experienced a lot of things, but they made sure that they always push and that they're resilient despite the challenges they come across. And as a queer community, it's important that we do celebrate such people. So do stay tuned for the next coming episodes, as we will be taking a moment to have a sit down with them and get to understand who they are, where they're coming from, what are they doing now, and perhaps we can find some kind of inspiration from them that will give us hope for better things to come in life. Until the next one, keep well and stay blessed.